Today in our 2014 Nissan Murano, we're going to be doing a test fit on the Thule Apex XT hanging style 2 bike rack. I've already got it loaded up just to give you a good idea of what it looks like and how it's going to hold our bikes. So it actually holds our bikes with 2 points of contact on top going over our top tube and then one for our seat post tube. One for our seat post tube is going to help cut down on some of that sway, prevent bike-to-bike contact, bike-to-bike rack contact, and bike-to-vehicle contact. So that's a nice feature there. Now, let's go ahead and take our bike off. Oh, almost forgot. I'd like to point out that it does include a cable lock to secure our bikes. That way we can leave them unattended. But so when it comes time to taking our bikes off, we want to press in on the tab here and guide that strap out. If you're having any trouble pulling the strap out, you can always push up from the bottom to get started and then pull it the rest of the way out here. We can take our bike off and set that aside. Now I like to replace my straps, that way they're not just hanging around. You can, of course, leave them undone, ready to receive your bike when you're ready to load it up. I'd also like to point out that the cradles are rubber coated here, that way it doesn't harm or scratch our bike's frame. Now let's take some measurements. We've added about 26 inches to our Murano. Now the nice thing is the dual arms fold down. This would be ideal for maybe pulling in your garage or in a tight parking spot. We're looking at about 11 inches with those folded down. Our space between is going to be about 8 inches, and our closest point is going to be about 2.5 inches. At the very bottom, our ground clearance is about 14 inches. Now, if we'd like to access our rear hatch, nice thing is it can be tilted away, pull up on the tab here, rotate it out. As you can see, our rear hatch is going to be able to open up all the way. We're not going to have any issues with removing any gear or groceries from the back. When we're ready to tilt it back up, let's go ahead and pull out on that lever, raise it up until it snaps in. Now this is going to work with 1 1/4 or 2 inch receivers. It actually includes a sleeve to go over that 1 1/4 shank. That way it will work with that 2 inch receiver. Now this whole system here is a tool-free installation. We actually have what's called an auto pin. Once it's lined up with our pinholes, the auto pin goes through the receiver and into the shank, keeping that in place. And then we come over to this knob here. This is our anti-rattle knob. By tightening this up, it's going to help reduce all that play and rattle within the receiver and our bike rack to make a nice solid ride for our bikes. Now that is lockable. That way no one's going to be able to remove it from our receiver hitch. And it's also key-to-like to our cable lock up top, that we're not carrying around a bunch of different keys. But with that being said, that's going to complete our test fit of the Thule Apex XT hanging style 2 bike rack on our 2014 Nissan Murano.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action. This simulates turning corners or evasively maneuvering. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Once we get to the full speed bumps, we'll see the up and down action. This will be just like driving in and out of a parking lot, parking garage, or driveway.